Hello all, thank you for clicking on my video today. My presentation is about the flooding of Galveston Island. All right, cut. Hello, thank you for clicking on my video today. My presentation is about the flooding of Galveston Island. Galveston Island is a barrier island that sits between Texas and the Gulf of Mexico. The city of Galveston was founded in 1839, and today it has an estimated population of 53,000 people. This densely populated island is known for its tourism and maritime trades. However, since the founding of Galveston, Texas, there has been a battle between the land and the sea. The issue was first historically documented in the hurricane of 1900 tragedy, which nearly leveled the island. In the aftermath of the hurricane, 8,000 people lost their lives. Rebuilding of the island took place immediately with the construction of the Galveston Seawall, otherwise known as the Seawall Boulevard, which currently stands at 17 feet tall and stretches 9 miles along the southern coastline of Galveston. Because of the significant warming of the Gulf of Mexico, there is tremendous potential for more intense coastal storms along the Galveston coastline than in previous years. These charts This chart showcases the cost of flood damage caused by each storm from 1960 to 2020. The reality is that storms have intensified their destructive flooding capabilities in recent decades due to global warming trends, as most storms from 2005 to today have produced flood damage at or above $30 billion. The last storm, Hurricane Harvey in 2020, saw a cost estimated of $132 billion in damage due to flooding. As the chart suggests, storms will continue to intensify as the Gulf of Mexico continues to warm, fueling stronger storms during the Atlantic hurricane season. This crisis showcases the shortfalls of our modern engineering and planning that have struggled at integrating natural precedent and minimizing the threat to civilization. The images shown here showcase the plan proposed by the U.S. Corps of Engineers, Texas A&M University at Galveston, and the city of Galveston in expanding the existing flood protection seawall that currently stands on the southern coastline. The proposal suggests adding new wetland restoration, as well as building dikes and floodgates at an estimated cost of $26 billion. The system is similar to what is used in the Netherlands. This new system will extend along the remainder of the Galveston Island and neighboring peninsula. The new extensions will match the height of the current existing seawall at 17 feet tall. Although this plan is not perfect, much of the criticism around the proposed plan is that as storms continue to intensify, many of these suggestions may not be feasible in the long term at minimizing risk to the residents of the island alone. Um, as the global temperature is expected to increase by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. If the temperature continues to rise to this degree, the International Panel on Climate Change estimates that critical glacial ice in Greenland and the poles will leave the oceans vulnerable to increased warming effect due to additional greenhouse gas being released, as well as sea level rise that can see up to 3 to 6 feet by the year 2020, not 2100, resulting in greater potential for flooding in the Houston Galveston area, potentially displacing millions of residents along the Gulf of Mexico, Texas Gulf Coast, as residents become increasingly threatened by in the region due to intensified storms and flooding. There has been many suggested studies prepared by the Texas A&M and the U.S. Corps of Engineers in the region for future storms. These studies suggest new infrastructure to be built early on to minimize the impact on the environment, as well as constructing and conserving natural wetlands and bayous at a greater scale, which will assist in the reabsorption of flood waters. And finally, encouraging changes to our thinking about resource management and fossil fuel usage, as much of this current crisis emanates from the mishandlings of our natural resources in the Galveston area, such as the Houston Shipping Channel, which is a site for fossil fuel distribution worldwide. As projected, the IPCC and the Texas A&M simulations show higher chances of flooding in Galveston Island as storms intensify. Actions will need to be taken not only to minimize flood risk, but also to ensure environmental sustainability, to provide further long-term flood protection solutions in Galveston, as well as to minimize storm risk as current storms are currently able to surpass the current flood protection system, which will bring further inland of the concern for potential flooding. All right, and then thank you for listening to my video.